Well, Amelia, it's a stunning, unprecedented move in a mayor's race that's received national attention. The state DFL party is revoking the Minneapolis DFL endorsement of State Senator Omar Fateh for mayor. Mayor Frye's campaign alleged there were rampant errors in the endorsement process, including a failure to count hundreds of votes.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories twice a day, every day, even when we're flying internationally. Y'all have heard the airport in the background. You have heard birds singing. You have heard babies crying. And y'all have stuck with me, and I appreciate it. Now, y'all, today we're going to talk about your boy. That's Omar. It's not Fateh. It's Fateh. See, I'm learning, y'all. Mr. Omar Fateh, who you are seeing on your screen right now, he is the newest socialistic politician to make it big, to make it to the big time in the United States. He is out of the great state of Minnesota. But you know what? He has some problems, people. He has some problems. A couple of things that he has that are kind of staining and tainting his rise to fame. One of the things I'm going to show you again, I'm maybe going to remind some of you, but for some of you, this is going to be new. He endorsed and even went to bat for the $250 million Feeding Our Future scam. Once it was discovered that this was a scam, Fateh rallied his troops, and just as the authorities were trying to stop the scammers from getting more money, Fateh got his people together and he said, no, the scam must continue. Now, those are my words. Of course, he didn't use those words at the time, but he demanded that Feeding Our Future continue, and we're going to get to that here shortly. But before y'all, what's going on with Minnesota elections? Fateh recently won some kind of Democratic election in Minnesota, and he won the endorsement of the Democratic Party. And it turns out it looks like that might have been another scam, fraud, sham, or whatever. What's going on? Why is Fateh? Why is he connected to so many fraud, scams, and shams? Of course, that's just my colorful way of saying it. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into it so you can see what your boy Fateh is up to. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
We want to get to Esme Murphy right now, who is in the studio with a big developing political story. Esme?
Well, Amelia, it's a stunning, unprecedented move in a mayor's race that's received national attention. The state DFL party is revoking the Minneapolis DFL endorsement of State Senator Omar Fateh for mayor. Fateh, a Democratic socialist, won that endorsement last month in an upset over incumbent Mayor Jacob Frye. Mayor Frye's campaign alleged there were rampant errors in the endorsement process, including a failure to count hundreds of votes. And the state DFL investigation did find nearly 200 votes missing. It also found that the check-in sheet was left unsecured and that the entire Ward 5 credentials book was lost. Because of those findings from the state DFL, the Minneapolis DFL is not allowed to endorse a candidate for mayor this year, and it's been placed on a 2-year probation. It's also ruled that all candidates get access to the party's voter rolls. Usually only the endorsed candidate gets that information. In a statement from Mayor Frye's campaign, the mayor said he's glad that this inaccurate and obviously flawed process was set aside, and he will look forward to having a full and honest debate with Senator Fateh about our city's future. We are still awaiting a formal statement from Senator Fateh's campaign. Frank, Amelia?
All right, thanks for the update, Esme.
Now, you can see there's some irregularities there, but maybe Fateh, maybe he didn't have anything to do with it. Isn't it interesting how this is investigative journalism and they talk about all of these irregularities? but they don't say who did it or was it an accident or kind of suspicious. But anyway, let's talk about your boy Fateh, some of the other suspicious things surrounding his name, namely the $250 million Feeding Our Future fraud that Fateh not only endorsed, but as I said earlier, your boy went to bat. Once they started discovering that, oh, hold up. These people might not be feeding any future. They might just be taking the munagi. Fateh said, hey, let's get the people together. Let's get the community together and let's make sure that we keep feeding our future. All the while the future was not being fed, y'all. Let's hop into it.
My name is Omar Fateh. I'm the state senator for District 62, which is in South Minneapolis. I want to thank first all of you for sticking together, for working together, for fighting. I want to thank our organizers, Mahad, Ikram, other folks that helped lead this fight. And I want to thank also Amy and her team, Feeding Our Future, for making this first court victory a reality. So first, I want to say thank you to all of you. This was a fight that has been going on for a long time. I've been hearing about this for several months now. And when our office first got involved, it got involved because of all of you getting together. I remember Ikram calling us to an event here in South Minneapolis, organized by her and Amy. And at that time, we saw a couple hundred of you coming out, right? Speaking out about the stop payments, the money that was being stopped from your reimbursements. Immediately when I got there, I was extremely proud of all of you and surprised. And I had Dawson immediately take a picture of what was going on, and we emailed it out to the governor's office saying, this is a whole lot of folks that are being affected right now. And literally within minutes, it was a Friday afternoon that happened, within minutes, they emailed us back saying, let's meet Monday morning.
So you may wonder, okay, Omar Fateh, he's popped on the scene recently because he's like the Minneapolis version of Mamdani, socialist, wants to take money and resources from people of means and wants to give it to people who don't have anything. You know how it goes, right? It tried and true, never worked, won't work here. But he's popped onto the national scene with his crazy promises. But now people are to say, hey, aren't you the same guy? Isn't that you who, when we found out that Feeding Our Future was defrauding us for hundreds of millions of dollars, weren't you the person who came and tried to keep the fraud going? So let's take a look at how he answers for that very inconvenient truth.
This was also our first chance to ask Fateh about Feeding Our Future, and video entered as an exhibit in the trial showing Fateh at a June 2021 event celebrating a ruling that prevented the state from stopping payments due to suspected fraud. Fateh praised two key players later charged in the scandal, Ikram Muhammad and Executive Director Amy Bach.
And I want to thank also Amy.
Months later, the FBI carried out their raids.
You were on video thanking Amy Bach, Ikram Muhammad. What do you say to Minneapolis voters about those connections, given what ultimately happened to those folks?
That was a situation which was really heartbreaking. Folks that we believed were serving honorably the community.
Fateh returned campaign funds given by several donors connected to the scandal.
Anytime folks abuse the system fraudulently, especially when it comes to children, we need to stand against that.
As a state senator, why weren't you more skeptical about the growth of that program and the fraud that was potentially happening?
I don't think at that time we knew that they were under investigation.
Looking ahead to November, Fateh says his mayoral campaign will highlight working class issues.
And folks just want their leaders to stand up for the everyday person.
So if you're one of my viewers, you're one of my listeners, you're one of my peoples, I thank y'all for being here with me every day. So y'all, I think your boy Fateh, it's gonna be tough for him at this point, I think. But y'all, there are historical moments and historical movements. Right now, the socialists, they're trying to make another go at it. You got your AOCs, you got your Fatehs, you got your Bernie Sanderses, you got your Mamdanis. I mean, you have a lineup of the socialistic type of people, and they are drawing crowds, and they're getting people who just say, hey, give me some stuff, give me some free stuff, So anyway, y'all, I think your boy Fateh, I think this is gonna hurt him. Again, there has been no placing of blame or accountability for this. So I'm not sure. Is this just sloppiness or is this nefarious? We have to wait and stay tuned to see. So y'all let me know down in the comments. Do you think this is going to be the end of Fateh, or do you think he's going to rise like a phoenix from the ashes and put yet another scandal behind him? Let me know down in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For my people with a retirement, hit our link at Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com. Learn how to protect your retirement from the Fatehs and the Mandanis of the world. That's who you need to protect it from. Don't you think Fateh want to get his little grubbies on your retirement to give it to his feeding the future fraud friends? Come on now. Go to Paralegold.com and call our partners at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. I want to thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.